It is interesting how she's exposing her as a yacht girl, someone who was paid off by rich men to go and hang out.
And then the wife convinces you to leave the royal family. Like, I'm out. I don't need you guys. Which is crazy, because don't you just get free money?
It was suggested that the then Meghan Markle likely spent time with Prince Andrew and Jeffrey Epstein before she even met Prince Harry.
Nasty, and says he feels sorry for Prince Harry because his wife is a lot to deal with.
Prince William saw what? Whispers from the palace halls suggest a certain duke was left positively crimson, choking on his Earl Grey after Colin Jost, the king of deadpan, dropped a bombshell on SNL. Apparently, it involved alleged yacht photos of a certain Duchess, and let's just say the images making the rounds were not from a royal regatta. You gotta wonder, was it the yacht, the company, or the alleged lack of clothing that sent Willy into a full-blown British tizzy? And if those photos were truly what rumors say, what else has been lurking beneath the surface of their carefully curated public image?
President Trump also announced a new trade deal with the UK. All that Britain demands in return is that we keep these two.
No! No! I refuse! I'm sick of it!
Now, you know, SNL doesn't pull punches. But even for them, this was a haymaker. The royal family, always so buttoned up, suddenly faced a very unbuttoned up situation. The silence from Kensington Palace was deafening, which, let's be honest, usually means there's a fire raging behind those velvet curtains. And the question on everyone's mind was, how did these pictures even surface? Was it a rogue paparazzo? Or was someone within the inner circle trying to stir the royal pot? The whispers hint at a meticulously planned leak, a strategic maneuver in a much larger game of chess.
Reminder, Prince Harry married a talentless Soho house, alleged, named Meghan Markle. And I've seen this before, but I have to admit,
this whole yacht photo drama, whether real or allegedly real, just adds another layer to the already bizarre saga of the Sussexes. Remember when they left the UK for privacy? Hilarious, right? It's like a fish demanding to live on land to escape water. And now these photos, which are anything but private, have emerged. It makes you wonder, was the privacy they craved less about anonymity and more about controlling the narrative? Because if you truly want privacy, you generally don't end up on a yacht with cameras, do you? Unless, of course, the yacht itself was part of the narrative.
She was on Epstein's yacht at one point in time. There was like photos with her and Prince Andrew way back in the day when she was like in her early 20s. Wow.
Speaking of narratives, let's talk about their endless stream of documentaries and tell-all interviews. It's a bit like someone complaining they're tired of talking, but then immediately signing up for another podcast. The public, especially our older, wiser audience, is starting to see through the smoke and mirrors. You can only cry wolf so many times before people realize it's just your dog in a costume. And these latest alleged photos, if true, might just be the moment the public realizes the wolf was never even there. But then, if it wasn't a wolf, what was it?
You know, I mean, she used to be on Deal or No
infiltrated?
Deal. Look, she was on Deal or No Deal.
Yeah, that's right.
Listen, I brought Meghan Markle, whatever her name is, to my Deal or No Deal celebrity golf tournament. She was one of my Deal or No Deal girls that were, she was a caddy for all of my celebrities.
The irony of the working royals versus the non-working royals becomes even more delicious when you consider the sheer amount of content the latter has produced about not working. It's a full-time job talking about how you don't have a job. And now, with these yacht photos making waves, it seems their definition of work might be even more flexible than we initially thought. One has to ask, when exactly do they find time to complain about their hardships, amidst all this alleged yachting and photo taking? Perhaps that's the true hardship, finding time to be authentically miserable.
The woman who destroyed her in-laws' family, whose own family doesn't like her, whose the in-laws obviously don't like her, the public doesn't like her, she's stuck because she was an actress who became a real princess, who wants to be an actress again, but has to continue to pretend to be a real princess.
And it seems like that lady is a temptress. She's a siren. She's lured him into the rocks.
And the nicknames M and H, it's so cute, so intimate, like something out of a bad rom-com. It's almost as if they were trying to create a brand, a simplified, easily digestible version of themselves for public consumption. But then you have these alleged yacht photos, which are anything but simple or easily digestible. It makes you wonder if M and H are actually just characters in a much grander, more complicated production. And if they are, who's pulling the strings?
It was planned from the beginning. She denied being interested in the royal family, which she totally was. I know someone who knows the ex-husband who said she had a vision board with Prince Harry on it.
Let's be honest, The whole royal racism accusation, while serious, also created a bizarre theatrical element to their departure. It felt like a plot twist in a soap opera. And now, if these yacht photos are authentic, it just adds another, dare I say, scandalous chapter to that same melodrama. You almost expect a dramatic reveal at the end of each episode. But the cliffhanger here is, will the audience ever truly believe their story again, or has this latest revelation sunk their credibility for good? The public has a long memory, especially when it comes to millionaires complaining about their hard-knock lives. And when those complaints are followed by images that suggest a rather luxurious existence, well, people start asking questions. It's like complaining about your car breaking down while driving a Ferrari. The alleged yacht photos, whether staged or spontaneous, highlight this glaring disconnect. It's hard to drum up sympathy for someone who's supposedly struggling to make ends meet on a super yacht. And what about the royal family's reaction to all this? They're usually so stoic, so unshakable. But the whispers from inside the palace walls suggest a deep sense of frustration. It's one thing to deal with public scrutiny, but it's another entirely when your distant relatives are allegedly providing the ammunition for public ridicule. One has to wonder, behind all the pomp and circumstance, what private conversations are being had? Is there an unspoken plea for them to, just calm down? Remember when Harry released his book, Spare? Everyone thought that was the big reveal, the final word. But if these yacht photos are real, then Spare was just the opening act. It seems every time we think the story has reached its climax, another, even more outlandish detail emerges. It's a never-ending saga, a royal reality show with more twists and turns than a pretzel factory. And the biggest twist of all might just be who profits from all this alleged drama. The entertainment industry, ever keen to capitalize on juicy gossip, has been having a field day. From late-night monologues to stand-up routines, the Sussexes have become a comedic goldmine. And these alleged yacht photos, they're practically writing the jokes themselves. You can almost hear the collective groans from their PR team working overtime to spin this latest alleged mishap. But how do you spin a yacht? It truly makes you question the narrative of victimhood they've so carefully constructed. If you're so concerned about privacy and well-being, wouldn't you avoid situations that could lead to alleged compromising photographs? It's a strategic misstep, if not a complete head-scratcher. And it leaves many wondering if the victim card they've played has finally expired. Because it's hard to be a victim when you're sipping champagne on a multi-million-dollar vessel, isn't it? The public's appetite for this kind of royal drama seems endless. We crave the tension, the scandal, the release of knowing that even those born into privilege have their own unique brand of chaos. And the alleged yacht photos have certainly delivered on that front, haven't they? It's not just a picture, it's a story, a rumor, a whisper that sends shockwaves through the monarchy. But what happens when the whispers turn into screams? One can only imagine the conversations happening at family dinners if they even have them anymore. Pass the salt, dear. And by the way, saw your cousin on a yacht. Interesting choice of swimwear. The awkwardness must be palpable. It's like watching a family feud play out on the world stage with a dash of alleged nudity thrown in for good measure. But are these public spats merely a distraction from something far more significant brewing behind palace walls? And the impact on their brand? They've worked so hard to cultivate an image of philanthropy and social justice, only to have it potentially overshadowed by alleged yacht escapades. It's a public relations nightmare. You can almost hear their agents weeping into their organic, sustainably sourced coffees. Because once an image is out there, allegedly, it's almost impossible to unsee it. And the question remains, what's the next chapter in this increasingly chaotic narrative? The whole situation highlights the thin line between celebrity and royalty. One thrives on attention, the other traditionally on discretion. But in their case, it seems the lines have blurred, if not completely evaporated. The alleged yacht photos are a stark reminder that in the age of instant information, nothing stays secret for long, especially when you're constantly putting yourself in the public eye. And for a couple who claims to crave normalcy, this certainly doesn't scream normal, does it? It's almost as if they're stuck in a perpetual cycle of creating drama, then complaining about the consequences of that drama. And these alleged yacht photos fit perfectly into that pattern. It's a self-perpetuating prophecy of publicity. But how long can this cycle continue before the public tires of the theatrics? And will they ever find true peace? Or are they destined to forever chase the spotlight, even when it exposes more than they intended? The court of public opinion, particularly among our mature, discerning audience, can be a harsh judge. And while laughter is often the best medicine, in this case, it might also be a verdict. The alleged yacht photos have certainly given everyone something to talk about, and perhaps more importantly, something to question. Because when the jokes start writing themselves, it often means the story has gone beyond mere entertainment and into the realm of undeniable farce. So, what's next for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex? Will they address these alleged photos directly, or will they simply release another carefully curated statement about their ongoing commitment to, well, whatever it is they're committed to this week? The suspense is killing us, isn't it? Because in this wild, unpredictable royal reality show, you just know that the next twist is always right around the corner. And if these yacht photos are just the beginning, what other alleged secrets are waiting to surface and leave us all in stitches?